If the organization of the information system function, the most important separation of duties. Now what is separation of duties? Means different people will do different work, right? Because in auditing we have to differentiate between recording. There should be one guy who record, one guy who should have a custody, one guy should have a reconciliation. You know, this is different people should do different tasks. So he says in an organization, the most important separation of duties is, he says, assuring that all responsible for programming, they should not be operators, means those who make systems, they should not be the users. Why? Because if they become users and they find any problem, they will just open and change the program, right? So that's why he says ensuring that those responsible for programming the system do not have access to the data processing operations. Data processed by a computer system are usually transferred to some form of output medium for storage. However, the presence of computerized output does not in and of itself assure the output's accuracy, completeness or authenticity. Means if you have system does not mean everything is perfect, right? That's what he is saying. For this assurance, various controls are needed. Means we have to put a lot of controls to make sure things are right in place. The major type of control for this area include, as we discussed, input, output, processing and storage. So you can see input control, output control and printed output control is the right option. He says data input validation routine include which of the following? First of all, what is data input we enter into? Validate means that make sure that you have done everything, now move to the next step. Example is, when you call a bank, you will listen a voice that please enter your 16-digit credit card, debit card number, followed by a hash key. This is validation. When you enter this 16-digit, you validate that your input is accurate. Now move to the next step. So hash control is the input validation technique that we generally use.
Accounting system identification code that uses a sum of digits check digit will delete all the following errors except.
He says sum of digit check is very good, but it will not be detected which of the following. Sum of digit, first of all you should know what is sum of digit. If you enter 58, system add 5 plus 8 and check it is 30. Okay, this is the check, that for the numericals. Now, if you enter 35, what is the total? 8. If you add 53, the total is? Yeah. So, if I change the word from here and there, this is called transposition. Transposition is, if I change the position, it becomes transposition. So, he says that in transposition, we will not be able to use the sum of digits because it will not tell us anything. 53 again 8 and 35 again 8. This is the question. Yes.
In order to prevent, detect and correct errors and unauthorized tampering, a payroll system should have dedicated controls. The best set of controls for a payroll system includes batch and hash totals, record counts of each round, proper separation of duties, password and user codes, and backup copies of updated and master files.
He says that in order to prevent, detect and correct errors and unauthorized tampering means changes in our payroll accounting system, we should have adequate controls. The following, which is the best control? We should have input control, output, process, everything. That's what he says. Batch and hash control is input. Then record count means run to run control. Proper segregation of duties should be there, means entry by someone, view by someone. Password and username is this is an authorized guy can log in. Backup copies of the activities, we should keep backups, so something should not happen of the master file. So in fact, broadly, we should have input, processing, output and backup controls, which is reported into different names for us. Yeah, okay.
An employee in the receiving department keyed in a shipment form a remote terminals and inadvertently omit the purchase order number. The best system control to detect this error would be
the receiving department is going to enter the GRN, right, and they miss something, right? So if they miss something, we have to check by completeness test. Means when we see that data is completely entered, so this problem will be solved. Because if someone enters 3 things, save the voucher, and we put a completeness check over the voucher, we'll come to know this is missing, that is missing, like that.
Batch total. Can you explain the batch total?
Batch total? Batch total is when we are entering a batch. So in a batch there are 10 entries. So each entry has one amount. So batch total means that individual 10 entries total should be equal to the batch total. For example, 10 people came to the store today and some bought 500, some bought 300. We enter in a batch 10 amounts and the total of that batch should be equal to the individuals. Means if we add individual, it should give a batch total. Okay, next.
Which one of the following statements concerning concurrent auditing techniques is false?
First of all, we should know what is concurrent auditing technique. Concurrent means which take place simultaneously, that is 2 works are going side by side, concurrent, right? So which is not wrong, which is wrong about concurrent auditing?
They are standard components of generic software packages.
No, they are not standard generic software, they are very good customized softwares that we can use. Next.
In auditing computer-based systems, the integrated test facility.
That is ITF. What is ITF? Let me just explain you what is integrated test facility. What is that? You make a dummy database. We want to bring some change in the system. We'll make a dummy artificial database and then we will test the integrity, how it's going on. If it is okay, then we apply to the real time. So,
is a concurrent audit technique that establishes a special set of dummy master files and enters transactions to test the programs using the dummy files during the regular processing.
Yeah, so we make a dummy database and we enter everything, we test. If it is fine, then we will go to and apply to the real situation. Next.
The most critical aspect of separation of duties with information systems is between programmers and computer operators.
Yeah, programmers should not be operators, they should not be users. Next.
Which one of the following input validation routines is not likely to be appropriate in a real-time operation?
He says when you are doing online, real time, which of the following is not a best option? In online system, you can open Gmail, I can open Gmail simultaneously. So there is no concept of sequencing. Like parallel entry will be done. Maybe you are coming from America, someone is coming from other UAE at the same time. So there is no concept of sequence. That's why he says that sequence check is not valid when we are using the online. Sequence check will go in batch system because 1, 2, 3, 4 it goes in the sequence.